Hello there, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast. This forecast is for the week of March the 28th until April the 3rd. We are going to start with Saturday and work our way through that way with one card per day to check out the highlights or the themes that show up for the day. This is a general reading. Let me just remind you all that does mean that not every single thing I see here is going to apply to every single Capricorn that watches. But if I'm doing okay, then a lot of it should apply to most of you. Okay, so we have cards down, my friends. Let's take a peek and see what we can see. All right, let's start with the weekend. Saturday, we have the Ten of Swords showing up, followed by Sunday, the King of Cups. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so I like Saturday. I like the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords talks about that there's been something that's been going on for a while that has caused tension or maybe arguments or debate. And so when the Ten of Swords shows up, this says that we are putting an end to whatever that might have been. That's not continuing forward with that tension, argument, or debate. Even if you end up not winning the argument or debate, if it's that, it's just by the time you get to the Ten of Swords, it's been going on so long, it's just a relief not to be putting energy and effort into it. Okay, so let's look at Sunday. Very nice, very nice. King of Cups, Sagittarius. What's going on here? Sagittarius, I feel like this is you, and you are very clearly expressing how you feel to somebody in your sphere of influence. You're letting them know how important they are to you. This could be a kid, a sibling, a parent, a romantic interest, a romantic partner. Could be anybody, but you're showing some appreciation for how important they are. Very nice. Very nice. When is Easter? Is Easter? Can't be that early. Okay, let's see. Let's start looking at the week. We're going to look at each card and then we'll come back and talk about each one. So, Monday, Sagittarius, Strength card coming up right there. Tuesday, what is this? This is the Five of Cups. Wednesday, Queen of Wands in reverse. We don't worry about reversals in my world. Just so you know, don't get stressed out. Now, then on Thursday, we have the Chariot, also in reverse. And on Friday, we have the Queen of Swords. Okay, so let's take a peek at each of these cards. Monday, Strength card. This is actually a really nice card. It talks about the idea that your self esteem is in a really good place, that you're not really arrogant, that you're not a doormat. You're just very comfortable in your own skin, as would be implied by that card. Let's hope that YouTube doesn't trip out about it. I just thought about that afterwards. So let's see. Let's look at Tuesday. Five of Cups. Now I'm scanning for anything that might possibly be problematic. Five of Cups just talks about that Tuesday there's something coming up that's going to make you feel a little bit blue or a little disappointed. Does not have to be a bad thing. I have had a Five of Cups come up for myself, and I ended up later on that day crying about some neglected animals that showed up on the news. So this does not have to be a big deal or something that's really hairy and personal in your face type of thing. Just some kind of disappointment that we see there. And then Wednesday, Queen of Wands showing up in reverse. Now, when we've got our Queen of Wands in reverse, this is somebody that's a little bit bossy. You know, she's not exactly sure where the boundaries are. Are you going to let her make your decisions about this, that, or the other? Because if you do, she'll be happy to do that for you. You may not be that open to that. As a Sagittarius, I expect that you won't. So that'll be interesting to see how you can manage to shut that down politely in most cases, not so politely in a couple. All right, let's look at Thursday. Chariot coming up in reverse. This just means that if you had travel plans, those travel plans are going to be modified, maybe rescheduled, maybe canceled. Maybe you're going to be modifying some kind of detail about the travel plans. You thought you were going to go in your vehicle. Turns out, no, you're really going to go in Joe's vehicle instead. Things like that could be going on. But this is a card that really kind of says it implies staying put. Doesn't mean you're necessarily staying put for the whole day, although you could be. But if you're not just staying put for the whole day, this could talk about, some obstacles to travel that have to be dealt with before you actually get moving. Friday. Queen of Swords, you're taking care of business. That's all this card says. My Queen of Swords is the best businesswoman out there. She's really great at analyzing patterns and details and facts, and she's super intelligent. She can put together a plan or a strategy, and her plans or strategies usually encourage like teaching other people or nurturing other people along the way. So you could be doing something where you're taking care of business, but you're also sort of training somebody in the process, or at least maybe mentoring them, if not all out training them. Okay. So that's what we've got for Friday. That's your week, Sagittarius. Not a bad week at all. If you guys would like to have a reading where I just look at only your energy and not all the Sagittarius is watching this video, feel free to reach out to me. All my contact information is at the website right there, theamista.info. That's my website. And so you can get my phone number, my email right there. Easy to reach out to me there. And if I don't see you here for a reading or for a Reiki session or even a mentoring session between now and then I will see you guys back on the next video. Peace out.